Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. It's not going to be a video about these old Subarus. My wife has told me do something on cars to buy that people are actually interested in. That's what she said. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you about used EVs, what I would buy. This is not buying advice. If you go and buy one, you do. This is just what I've been researching. It's actually probably the most research I've done on a video. Let's go through it. Right, I've got it into criterias, and this would be my criteria if I was going to buy a used EV, which potentially I would. And looking at some of the values and the cars I've chosen, maybe I would buy one. The first section, up to £10,000, I've put a minimum of a 2021 year and 150 miles plus of range. And that's simply because sometimes it's not 150 miles what they advertise, obviously with different weathers like the winter, etc. You've probably seen all my EV videos, I put them up anyway. This was quite interesting, and I've got a top two. I went through it on Auto Trader. Second place, BMW i3. I didn't quite choose one of them because the miles are quite high to get them under £10,000. Also, it's slightly older, but I do like them. If you've watched the channel before, I do really like an i3. But first place, the VW e-up. Now, a 2021 car will do a range of about 150 miles, I say, dependent on weather conditions. I managed to find a car, 12,000 miles, 2021, just around £10,000, which I think is really, really good value. And then I've got to look into it a bit more and think, well, what's the warranty? What's the battery? So VW, 8-year warranty. So on here, my notes are 8-year warranty. So that's going to run you to 2029 on the battery or 100,000 miles, 2-year servicing. Looks like quite a good buy if you want to have an EV and you want something very small for town, under £10,000. So that's the one I chose. Right, let's go on to up to £20,000. So up to £20,000, and I've gone right up to the limit here. Rear wheel drive, but over 250 miles of range, 2021 again, and under 40,000 miles. I've gone through them. I think it has to be a Tesla, and it has to be the Model 3. So the car that I found, range of 278 miles, so it may be less on conditions, 2021 plate, 36,000 miles on the car. That's the one I would choose, looking at cars in that bracket. The benefit with Tesla is this supercharging network, and I just thought, well, if you're just under 20,000, you're probably going to use the car quite a bit, maybe back and forward from work, etc. I think that's probably the best value in that range. Now, it is rear wheel drive, which sometimes in the snow and winter, that can cause you a bit of a problem. I do remember Teslas getting stuck in the snow and stuff. And that's why when I've gone up to 30, I've moved into 4-wheel drive. So Tesla wins. Let's go to the next category. Right, so the third category I'd done was up to £30,000, but I changed it slightly. I changed it to 4-wheel drive and over 250 miles of range, but kept the same criteria, 2021, 40,000 miles. There's a lot of cars. Well, 306 cars in this range at the moment, and it was quite difficult. There was a lot of Jaguars, Polestars, Volvos, Teslas, Mercedes as well were coming into that range. Just a few Mercedes. Had a good look through them and tried to decide what would I go for. And I think I'm going to pick the Volvo, the XC40. Don't know if you've seen that car before. I think it looks pretty nice. I put some pictures up. 52,000 new, second hand. I found one here, £28,000, 17,000 miles, 2023 plate. So it's pretty much only a year old. 330 miles of range. And I quite like the Volvos at the moment. Obviously the safest car you can drive. I think they're starting to look better as well. So that was the one I went for. So you've got a 4-wheel drive, so very good in England. Volvo build and quality, 330 mile range, £28,000. So you've got 6.5 years of sort of your battery warranty left. that's what I chose. And it was difficult. I did go through and look at the Tesla Model Y was coming into this, but I've drove one and wasn't for me. Polestar, I was very keen on them, but I think, you know, it's a saloon, and I wanted to try and bring in like a little SUV. So my choice, Volvo XC40, £28,000, just over a year old, fantastic value. So I'm now going to move up to £50,000, so quite a bit higher. This is where it starts to get a bit tricky, because obviously cars have depreciated, well, EVs have depreciated a lot in that time. I went through it in the category of just under £50,000. It was between £45,000 and £50,000. There was 449 cars in that range, so quite a few more. I think it has to be the Porsche Taycan. I had one. I found a 4 Cross Turismo car for under £50,000. I'm not going to say that's where they're going to, you know, level out. I think all of these EVs will maybe not have a level. I think that they will just keep coming down because the battery will become expensive to replace and your warranty is going longer. And you have got to bear that in mind with any EV you're going to buy. But driving the car, I thought it was fantastic. This car would have probably been around £90,000 to £100,000 new. So you're sort of 3 years old, you're half the value. It had about 36,000 miles, so under our criteria. It is a 2021 plate. So that's my choice for up to £50,000. But I'm really interested, have you got an EV now? Have you got any of these EVs? I haven't driven the Volvo and I haven't driven the e-up Volkswagen, but you may do. You may have some reviews you want to put on the comments for different people. But they are my 4 winners. So up to 10k VW e-up, up to 20k Tesla Model 3, up to 30k we're going to go for the Volvo XC40, and up to 50k we're still going to go for the Porsche Taycan. Now, just a little bit on tax. No, we're not going to talk about the government today, but just tax in general on these cars. You can depreciate these cars by 18% every year if you're going to put it into a business. Now, I've had some friends come to me in the last couple of days say, Richard, my accountant's advising me buy a new EV and I'm just not sure. I just think if you buy a used one, you've dropped your value. And the thing is with money, even though you get this tax rebate, and I think you know you have to pay that back as well when you sell it at the price you do. There's other videos on that, but I just believe if you can get a used EV, you're much better off than new, because whatever happens, if a car starts at 100 and then it's worth 50, someone's lost 50. It doesn't come back. You've lost it somewhere in interest, in payments. So I think if you can get the car, and if you look at the cars, you know, I have on Challenge the Road, most of them are obviously used. So I think that's the way to go, used EV. These are picks for 2025. Obviously they might go down a bit from here, but they're my 4 choices. But hope you enjoy these videos. If there's anything in the comments you want to put in, I'll reply to, like I do on all the other videos, but I hope that helps you. We're going to do hybrids, supercars, sports cars next, and other stuff that I can actually enjoy.